Road signs, the silent sentinels on our city streets. But boy, are they loud when you hit one.
They stick out of pavements all over the shop, but what do they want?
They want you not to hit them and order you around so you don't.
Keep left.
No entry.
Keep right.
No entry.
And you're back where you started.
But don't ignore them. Let them send you round the bend, or fate will jump out and bite you.
Filling you full of ouch, like some of the Turks on tonight's.
Crazy drivers. This show is about roads and people who abuse them. It's also about 6 teams of sundry road users testing their road brains to the furthest. Why? To win the World Heavyweight Corporation Championship vase of the world. But who's in competition tonight?
On tonight's show, the 2 teams going, I'm going to swallow your pride. I'm going to shave your mum. Are the police special constables and the Formula 4 drivers.
The Special Constables are like the territorial army, except you don't get a gun or play deadly war. Andy wants to be a proper cop and eat donuts with the others. Stuart wants to make an arrest with the words, "Get your trousers on, you're nicked." But so far, his crims have been fully trousered up. Philip Leslie Dennis has an amusing nickname. It's Philip Leslie Dennis. They're all at HQ with Shelley.
Will they be on the case, or will they make a right pig's ear out of it? They are our police specials. Phil, what attracted you to the job?
Helping the community.
Andy, does your head go all the way up to the top of that helmet?
I do keep my sandwiches in there.
And Stuart, how do you think real grown-up bobbies perceive you? Do they not treat you as their bitches?
More as a little pet, I'd say.
OK, let's see if you're so jolly after you meet the opposition.
The Formula 4 drivers are like beginner apprentice trainees, but on fast wheels. Stuart likes to listen to Pumpin' House, Full Whack. Never heard of him. Tom Kimber Smith has a hyphenated name, creating the illusion of aristocraticness. Matt is from America, USA, in the United States of America. They're all at Rockingham Racetrack with Ed.
In years to come, their faces may be glued onto your walls. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Formula 4 drivers. How are you, boys?
Right,
not too bad. OK, Matt, you are a racing driver. Do you feel pressure when you make love to a girl?
Just when I pilot my race car, I have confidence in myself that I'm just as quick as anybody, so...
So you're quick when you make love? OK, Tom, I'm offering you the #1 seat in Ferrari. In order to do that, you've got to French kiss Damon Hill.
I'm not gay, but I would.
OK. Stuart, be honest, do you laugh when they crash in motor racing?
It adds a bit of fun to it, doesn't it?
OK, the first round is the clip question response round. We show a clip, ask a question, then they give us a response. Let's have a look.
The first clip for our 2 teams is of this biker monster. Doing 70 in a 40 zone on half the wheels of a real motor is twice the stupid. So the cops sound their nurners, the super biker races off and he thinks he's lost the cops. But cops know roads like cabbies. And when they find him,
Got it.
they ram the leathery bleeder.
OK, motorcyclists represent just 1% of road traffic.
But what proportion of road traffic accidents do they represent? Is it A, 10%, B, 14%, C, 17%, or D, 50%?
17.
17%.
Yeah, nightmare.
Yeah.
But it's not 50. We don't think it's 50.
No.
17.
I think, yeah.
17%?
17%.
Absolutely correct. And that's because motorcyclists are selfish and want all the statistics to themselves.
OK, here is CQR number 2.
This Helsinki motorist fails to spot the widest zebra crossing in the world, causing the pedestrian in pink to suffer ouch bad Scandinavian mangle minge.
We're all familiar with zebra and pelican crossings.
Which of the following is also a genuine road safety crossing area?
Is it A, puffin crossing, B, chaffinch crossing, C, toucan crossing, or D, old bint crossing?
Puffin crossing.
Is it? Yeah. Puffin sounds about as ridiculous as zebra crossing, so I'm going to take a stab at Puffin.
The American one's Puffin.
The American one's a puffin.
I'm certainly a puffin.
All right, I'll go with Puffin.
Puffin crossing.
It is puffin crossing.
OK, let's go on to the next round, which we call the feature round. Here is the fantastically gorgeous Shelley talking about cops in the line of fire.
This is a ham sandwich. Anyone can see that. But if it were a jam sandwich, it might understandably be mistaken for a police car. That's because jam sandwich is a slang word for a police officer's patrol vehicle car. Unlike ordinary civilian sandwiches, police ones are fancied up in the shape of state-of-the-art devices. However, just like with motors of everyday folks, road traffic collisions can result in these fellas suffering a right chewing up. Here are some examples.
If a cop is in the way, ask him to move. Don't give him a gentle nudge. Cops don't like it. This one may be overreacting, but he's got a point. If you want to physically touch a police person, you must get full consent first. The car in front is sat at a green light. He's on the phone.
Green lights there, wait to spare, right, red Audi.
A police motorcyclist spots the bloke and does a U-ey.
Still green lights, still.
The lights are now on red, but the guy doesn't care much for colours or police bikes. Coppers' cars are painted to look like jam sandwiches, so they stand out in a crowd. But how are you going to spot them if you're doing the crossword? Well, cops have thought of that too. They make their jam sandwiches make noises. It's not just cops themselves who are vulnerable. Their jam cars can hurt too. This one's injured his tyre at high speed and reels in pain like a South American footballer.
Right, mate. Yeah, fine. Thanks for that. Stand on my car for one. I feel a bit dizzy, but that's about it. Great naming. Lasted there 4 seconds.
Sometimes cops' own stupidity can lead to them getting bashed by their very own jam sandwiches. This patrol bloke forgot to put his handbrake on. We're not saying cops deserve it, just that some of them are as stupid as the rest of you. Traffic cops in Australia tend to be a bit more relaxed about policing than in other countries. That's because they're drunk. This guy's been hit several times, but he don't care.
In the words of eco-warrior Sting, how fragile we are. Sting was in the police once upon a time.
Would he be able to apply for the police again, or is he too old?
Well, the limit's 55, isn't it?
Well, that's the
not for
retirement age,
application,
isn't
that's
it?
retirement age.
I think he's late 40s now, isn't he? So I believe he would probably be too old.
We think he's too old then?
Yeah.
Yeah, we think he's too old.
There's no age limit. They normally retire at 55.
And as he's approaching that age, he should think about an alternative career. Next question. Bobby's helmets don't just give us a laugh.
They also protect their copper heads. But why do you think that they are that ridiculous tit shape?
Historically, peelers wore top hats, and it's related to that, but it gives height and presence to the police officer.
I would say that a concave structure such as the helmet would provide more protection if someone were to hit them over the head with a blunt object.
No one actually knows why they're that tit shape. So I'm going to give you that point. OK, Formula Ford racers, the next round is the observation round. Sit, watch and listen.
The observation round for our racing drivers begins with this runaway coach. It appears to be going on holiday by mistake, so the police use a stinger to stop it having any fun. But stingers don't always work on tyres as thick as those mothers. They should have used drawing pins, big ones. It's not the coach itself the cops are actually interested in here. It's what's in it. Do they suspect blue-rinsed grannies on board are carrying drugs? No, the vehicle has been taken without consent, twacked by some gits. The police bloke people and women claim to be at a loss as to why the 3 teenage twackers nicked the coach. But everyone's entitled to a day out now and again, aren't they? The thermal imaging camera in the helicopter makes the police look like snowmen. But because the device actually detects heat sources, we can tell that these snowmen are really quite hot. It's mad. The youth of today often find themselves bored and sick of hanging around on street corners learning how to be criminals. At least these enterprising young gits are getting up off their backsides and actually teaching themselves the coach driver trade. Is that a crime? Well, actually, yes. You can learn something on this show. Finally, the cops manage to stop this bank holiday madness and the fine day out comes to an end, followed by a couple of years of misery in a young offenders institute, where the budding coach drivers will learn less useful trades like the art of tattooing with a biro and a compass and setting old people's homes on fire. The white van man in this white van is American, man. He's been smoking cannabis and the cops want a piece of the action, so they shoot at the driver's wheels for hogging the roach. And sparks fly off in a celebration of the hotshot. By shooting the vehicle, they ignite the gear and the van becomes a great white cowboy jazz fag. Using the fishtail technique, where amorous stoned cop cars actually caress the arse end of the vehicle in front, the van is disabled and the driver forced to hand over the joint. But how much did the racing drivers remember?
From clip 1, how many teenage twackers took the coach trip?
It was 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just 3 is the answer, so not much of a whip round for the driver. Second clip, were the runaway van's headlights on, off, or just one of them on, winking at the coppers?
I don't think they were on either, actually.
No.
We're going to say not on.
Sadly, lads, both were in fact on. So at the end of the observation round, they observed just 1 point.
Can the police catch up in part 2 when their observation round features a public T-boning? You'll also see some roadside distractions, and our 2 teams guess what happens next in this incident.